Well, hey, it's Dolly, and I am so excited to help announce that Indiana is officially expanding my Imagination Library statewide. Isn't that wonderful? Now, it takes a lot of great people working together to make this possible, and I want to thank Governor Holcomb, the Indiana General Assembly, and all your local community partners across the state who helped make this dream a reality. Now we got plenty of work to do, and I am thrilled that we'll be working with Jake Spear and the Indiana State Library team to ensure that every young child across the state can receive these amazing free books each month. So keep checking back to see when a program is available in your community. And happy reading, Indiana, and remember that I will always love you.
Hi, my name is Ruby Butler, and I am the Cultural and Belonging Coordinator for our district, and most people know me as Miss Ruby. Now, as a former English teacher, of course, I love to read. One of my favorite things to read, however, is contemporary poetry. I love the play on words. I love the deep messages, and I love to reflect. And there's nothing like having a cup of coffee and reflecting on some really good poetry. So I brought two particular books I want to talk to you about. One, if you know anything about Tupac Shakur, if you old school R&B, if you old school hip hop, then you know that his lyrics were brilliant. But if you haven't heard his poetry, then I doubt if you know Tupac at all. Well, check this out. This book is called The Rose That Grew from Concrete. And one of the reasons why I love this particular book, because if you take a look at it, you can see the manuscript is actually written in his handwriting right here, and then the poetry is typed on the side. Check this out, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in concrete? Proving nature's law wrong, it learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. That's a thought grenade right there. The rose that grew from concrete. That made me think. Another one from Tupac that I like is called God. God. When I was alone and had nothing, I asked for a friend to help me bear the pain. No one came except God. When I needed a breath to rise from my sleep, no one could help me except God. When all I saw was sadness, I needed answers. No one heard me except God. So when I am asked who I give my unconditional love to, look for no other name except God. Tupac, I told you, he's deep. He's deep, he's deep. Now this one I want to share with you is kind of like the rose that grew from concrete. Think about the metaphor that says the rose that grew from concrete. That's what I love about the play on words, you know. You know, you have to have that mind to think deeply. What is he talking about when he says the rose that grew from concrete? Have you ever felt like you came from a difficult situation and you came out like a rose? Well, this one is called Family Tree. All of us go through something, and we can't pick and choose our situation or our families. But in this particular poem, listen to what Tupac says. He says, because we all spring from different trees does not mean we are not created equally. Is the true beauty in the tree or in the vast forest in which it breathes? The tree must fight to breed among the evils of the weeds. I find greatness in the trees that grow against all odds. It blossoms in darkness and gives birth to promising pods. I was the tree who grew from the weeds and wasn't meant to be. Ashamed I'm not, in fact, I am proud of my thriving family tree. I love that. Similar to the rose that grew from concrete, he's thinking about his life and he says, I'm the tree that grew from weeds. It's so powerful. That's what I love about reading. What I love about poetry is the rhythmic, the sounds, the play on words. And guess what? It doesn't take a long time to give you something powerful to think about. Since I'm reading poetry, I got one more book that I want to share with you. Does anybody know anything about Jason Reynolds? Write that down. Jason Reynolds. He's another contemporary poet that writes poetry. This whole book here is called For Everyone. That's you. That's me, everyone. And it's a letter. And it's written in the form, this whole book is written in the form of poetry. Let me read it. Sometimes we forget to read the introduction. And I thought this was interesting. I won't read it all, but this is a message from Jason Reynolds. He says, when I started writing this, I didn't know what it was. A poem in form only, a letter written in part, an offering that I've now been working on for years, a letter to myself to keep from quitting. Have you ever thought about quitting? It was written while I was afraid, unsure, doubtful, and at first, I wasn't sure what it was. A poem in form only, a letter written in parts, an offering that I've now been working on for years. For me, a mighty, mighty thing. So if you are a dreamer, which I'm sure all of you are, you have some things you want to achieve, and you need some encouragement, this might be a good one for you. So I'm just going to read a little bit. It says, Dear Dreamer, this letter is being written from a place of raw honesty and love, but not at all from a place of expertise on how to make your dreams come true. I don't know nothing about that. I haven't gone through it all and come out on the other side pinned with a blue ribbon, draped in a victor sash or dollar bills or even unshakable happiness. In fact, I have yet to see my own dreams made tangible. This letter is being written from the inside, from the front line and the fault line, from the uncertain thick of it all, from a man with a straight line mouth and an ego with a slow leak. From a man doing it the only way he knows how, splitting his cries and his smiles right down the middle, swallowing his moonshine mistakes while in the sunlight his sweat irrigates his life, and that life he, like you, has been tilling, hoping there's a harvest coming. At 16, I thought I would have made it by now. At 18, I said 25 is when I make my first million. At 25, I moved back in with my mother. Bill collectors breathing on me like the Brooklyn summer. And now, at almost 28, I'm just almost 28, so I got no answers. The truth is, our dreams could be as far away as forever, or as close as lunchtime. Tomorrow you could wake up and read this letter on a billboard, or you could wake up and have forgotten who wrote it. It all just depends. Some say on skill, some say on will, some say on luck, some say on buck, some say on race, some say on face, some say on Sunday. God got a mighty, mighty plan. Nobody really knows what it depends on, but everybody knows it depends. So that, I'm just going to tease you with that. And that's For Everyone by Jason Reynolds. So when I think about reading doesn't have to take a long time. Reading is reading. Nothing like a cup of your favorite cup of coffee, a latte, and a book of poetry. So I'm going to rush these back down to the library, and I'm expecting that they are checked out by the end of the day.